Hello. Hello. Welcome to Empowerment Moment with yours truly, Dr. G. It's been about a minute. I feel like it's been a while since I've been here to say hello to everyone. As always, the last Thursday of the month is when we do our Empowerment Moment. And for the past few months, we've been talking about resiliency. So, continuing that conversation of the importance, how crucial it is to be resilient. And so today's my theme is grace in the hard days. Grace in the hard days. I think about the journey that I've been on, the journey my family and I have been on. And I gotta tell you, there have been days that you just like look back and like, how the heck did I survive it? How the heck did I make it through each and every day? And I got to tell you, some of those days were meltdowns, some of those days where we were going from one therapy or the other. I'm in New Jersey, and so there's a particular road in Central Jersey where I live, where that journey is called Route 109, where I was up and down that road, up and down that road, taking Nicholas from one place to the other. And there were some days that you're just like, okay, he's struggling to communicate what he needs. And there were days that you just feel the weight, and I just felt so bad for him. Bad that, whatever he was processing internally, he just couldn't really express it. And I look at all that time and I'm like, gosh, how did we even do it? And so if I'm sharing this and you're saying, this is where I am right now, where you're just like fatigued and just tired, I promise you, hopefully this session that I'm talking about is for you. I want to welcome one of my favorite people. I have a lot of favorite people. Aderonke, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're talking about the moments where there's lack of sleep, right?
Oh, yeah.
The days of therapies after therapy, sitting in the advocacy chair, wearing your advocacy hat, and then feeling the weight. Like, how come people are not getting it? People complaining about things that they shouldn't be complaining about. You're like, are you kidding? I will exchange one moment for it. But there's something called grace. Grace, grace, grace. So the theme is grace for the hard days. And so think about that day. And like I just said, and I was talking to a mom, and I would just, for the sake of this session, just call her Tasha. And she said, there are just some seasons where even brushing this child's teeth feels like a battle, you know? Eating dinner felt like a defeat, and going to the pantry and tears running down your face. So she was just describing those moments where it just feels so overwhelming. So I perhaps talking to someone that may sound familiar to you. And that's the raw transparency and vulnerability of saying, you know what, it's overwhelming, right? And the reality is when you can articulate that, this is where the creator of the heavens and the earth, the God that we serve, the God that I serve, you serve, will meet us where we are and meet us at the point where we feel like the lowest. That's where something called resiliency kicks in. So I asked Ronke to come tonight, and hey, welcome, Miss Jean. So good to have you here. Today we're talking about the grace in the hard times, grace in the hard times, when you're dealing and having to deal with the things that could be often be difficult. So we're talking. One of the things that and I was going to share that later, is there's a program that I sit and I sit on the advisory council for a wonderful organization in New Jersey called it's Rutgers, the Bach Center. And if you've heard me talk about them, I have said many a times that they've been the rock. They've been an organization, it's an institution affiliated with Rutgers University that is committed to ensuring that individuals, self-advocates, parents, and guardians and siblings all have the tools to ensure that they can navigate through life with the resources that they need. And they have a program that is also sponsored by the New Jersey Council of Developmental Disabilities and then Disability Rights in New Jersey. And it's not just a New Jersey program, this is a nationwide program called Partners in Policy Making. Partners in Policy Making. And I remember when I got connected with partners, it was at a low point where we're starting to embark on our son's transitioning from, you know, middle school to high school to eventually coming out of the school system and really feeling like I just quite don't know what I'm doing. And there was an organization called Ad, Statewide Parent Advocacy Network SPAN, and I was on their listserv. I joined all these groups, and they sent an email, and this particular program came aboard, and it said New Jersey Partners in Policy Making. And so, what is it? It's a leadership development and advocacy education program for adults with developmental disabilities over the age of 21 and family members. And so this particular program, as I mentioned, is a collaboration with the New Jersey Council of Developmental Disabilities, NJCDD, and the Disability Rights of New Jersey, and is funded by the NJCDD. So the goal of the program is to prepare the next generation of disability advocates to work towards meaningful change in our state. So as I mentioned, if you're listening to me from another state in in the United States, Google Partners in Policy Making and you'll see it. And through the participation in this program, they offer it as both an in-person and a virtual program. And they offer educational leadership development sessions, and you get to complete an online assignment, and you get to work in so many with other individuals, and you get to talk to other experts in this arena, nationally known experts. And by the time you complete this program, you're never the same. And if the zeal and the fire and the passion that I have comes from being part of a network of people who are walking similar journey. And so tonight I wanted to ask Aderonke, I know she won't be able to show her camera, but to talk a little bit about her experience in having done it. I got her to participate in this program because I needed her to walk the journey. So Aderonke, if you can just share a little bit about your experience in going through the Partners program. And she actually went to the next level. She did two of that, just recently graduated. So I wanted her to talk about that because this ties into the topic I'm sharing tonight so that we know the tools that we need to be able to deal with the hard days because you have it all in that way. So, Deronke, if you want to just share a little bit your experience, what did you gain from it? How has that program impacted you and what you do on a day-to-day for your family?
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. G, for the opportunity. I would say I'm happy to be here. And I can't thank you enough for for the opportunity. I remember the day when you asked me to register, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to take any class at all. But I'm glad that you gave that push. And I think that really helped me. And I'm glad that I went into this program. This program has changed my life. I am that person, and I won't stop talking about this. I'm that person that likes to be in my corner and do my own little thing and just stay there because I don't like to be in the open. So I think one of the things, Partners in Policymaking is a really great program that I will encourage parents with special needs or anybody or professional to attend. This program has really helped me on my advocacy journey, and I have a lot to say tonight, but I will try as much as possible to make it short. I remember that the first day I attended the class, it was strange to me because I found that I had, been in the room with parents and parents who are caregivers for their children living with disability, and also the people adults living with disabilities, right? I was right there in the midst of them, and I see the vulnerability, how people are able to share their journey, why they came into that program, and what they want to take out of the program. And from that day onward, I learned a lot. One of the things that I've learned is speak up.
Mm,
Speak up. That is a big thing for me. Like I said, I like to be in my corner to just do my own thing. But that class opened me up,
mm,
one, to be able to speak to people, share my vulnerability, and
mm,
speak to other parents what is going on. Especially people, because my son is turning 12 in July,
mm,
people with older kids, what they have done in the past, what has worked with them. I am able to, being vulnerable, like you're free to share whatever you want to share. No one is going to judge you, right? You are in the midst of people who understand what is really going on. People you can, I've seen moments where parents will cry, and we comfort ourselves right there. It's a place to be. And I will also say, like I said, it's given me, a network opportunities with people with disability, and also understand that I'm not alone in this. I have other parents who are also going through similar journey, with me. And even at that time, it was virtual. I would say virtual was kind of hard because, when you don't have you don't meet in person, it's challenging. But we scaled through the program. That was the first one. That was the basic, the foundation. And then moving on to the leadership, oh my God, it was mind blowing. It was really mind blowing. And these are also people from different walks of life. And that actually opened me up to believe that, people with disability can also achieve something. I met with people with disabilities who are working for disability rights of
mm,
New Jersey. We have a lawyer in our midst,
mm,
who's also autistic. We have parents, we have I don't really think we have professionals, but parents, caregivers, and people living with disabilities. I see a lot of people advocating for themselves. And I'm like, I think it's something for me to do. And I remember vividly that actually that foundation, let me go back a little bit. The foundation, that was the first class in which I did in 2021, opened me up to CPAC. That was where I heard about CPAC. I'm like, what is that CPAC?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say,
In case
what's
you don't know.
CPAC? What's the acronym?
Yeah, so it's Special Education Parents Advocacy Group. This
Mm,
is um this is by law. Was I would say this is by okay, so every school district has to have one by law.
mhm.
So I was not aware of what CPAC was, just like I said, just doing my own thing, go for IP meetings, and then come back home. But that's with that CPAC, I found out that even in my school district where we currently live, there's a lot of things going on. And I'm like, no, we're stepping up here, and I'm gonna be the vice president for this CPAC. We're gonna walk through it. Anything that we need to do, we're gonna do it. So that opened me up, to the community, to also speak to parents without judgment, right? And say, hey, we are here together. We're in this journey together. How can I help you? If there's any support that I can provide to you. So then this leadership actually, this leadership program, that's a partners in policy making leadership program, which ended in April. That, like I said, that was really mind blowing because we took it a top, to the next level. And everyone, we had, of course, we had like projects that we had to do, and then we'll talk about it after. And what I found out during the program was that um, there's a huge need for people with disability, for employment. The rate
Mhm.
that they pay these people, it's nothing compared to a typical, what we regard as typical people. They are paid lesser than them. There's so much things going on in the community that I wasn't even aware they pay them less, for the same job that
Mm,
they will pay for a typical person. And that actually caught my attention because we also had people with disabilities in the room, and they were saying, this is what has been, this has been part of their plan in the future to see how they can go to Washington, D.C. And we had a lot of my mates who also went to Washington, D.C. in April. I couldn't attend, but they were all out. They were out, whatever. I think they had a walk in Trenton in April. They were there. Anywhere they were ready to go. I think with that said, the self-determination that each and everyone had during the class, it was really for me mind blowing. And I was able to connect. In fact, I was even talking to one of them the last day, and I said, "Wait, I might need you at one point because he's a lawyer, he's an autistic lawyer." And he said, call me for IP meetings." Everyone, they were ready. Everyone, I can see the enthusiasm. Like, call me if you need any help. That part. And we still connect to date. We chat here and there, but that part, I think it's very important because if you are because for parents, you're already going through a lot, with the family. You just want to be, and I know that it's common with parents with special needs. We just want to seclude ourselves and say, I want to do this for my child, and then just move on. But when you have that community out there, the resources are endless. You have access to so many things. And I think for me too, because my son, like I said, is 12, and is I at least I know what parents are doing out there, with employment, preparing them from 14, what is going to happen at 18, guardianship, is that self-directed.
Mhm.
There's so many topics. It prepares you for the future too,
Right.
because you don't want to get there and you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on. You want to prepare, right? You want to know what to do.
Mm.
So this program has really helped me, to sharpen my advocacy skill, and that leadership part. It's really a big one for me. And the president of my CPAC is actually going on maternity leave, so I'm taking over that post.
Wow, look at you.
So, so,
Congratulations.
so
Wow.
I'm really, I actually pushed for this partners in policy in my school district as well. I really want parents to attend. That way they understand, what is out there. What can I advocate for? What can I, what can you call out? And I mean, in your school district, what do you see that you don't want to see there anymore? So I would really encourage, parents to attend, and I'm telling you, you will thank us later. You will come back and thank us later.
Is there an age limit to attend?
Not at all. None at all. No, I don't think so. I think I will assume 21 up.
Yeah, well, I was saying that Miss Jean, you're here, so hopefully you're listening. It's no cost
Yeah.
to participate, correct?
Yes, no cost. It's free. I forgot to tell you that. Um, it was hybrid when I had the leadership. It was hybrid. We had a month online. The next month we go to the hotel and we stay in the hotel. I mean, one of the great hotels in Jersey. Anyway, so we'll leave. We'll arrive on Friday at 2 p.m. and leave Saturday at 1:30. So everything is catered for. You have good accommodation. You get to connect at night. We'll meet up. I mean, I use that as a form of, for my
Respite.
time off. So even though I live like 20 minutes away from the hotel, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna go. I think it was even Dr. G that was like, what? It doesn't matter. Just I mean, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna start going. And I really enjoyed my time there, especially those times, at in the evening after the class, we'll gather, we'll go to the bar. I don't drink, but we'll sit down at the bar and we'll talk about, what everyone has been doing in their school district, what they noticed, what will be the next plan of action, and then how we can continue to reconnect after the program ends. So I would really encourage, parents and caregivers to attend. Thank
Excellent. I'm sure, hopefully, if people have been convinced, Miss Jean, hopefully she sold it to you. Um, So, as she was saying, I know the one in New Jersey anyway, the deadline to apply, it's an online application, is June 27th.
you.
June 27th, so we have a month. Um, Once again, you just need to either be a self-advocate or have a family member. And they invite speakers from across the country. It's from a Friday to for a couple of hours on Friday afternoon, and couple of hours on Saturday. It's every other month. I mean, every month it occurs, but every other month is in person. If you decide to stay overnight, they pay for that too. So that's the reason why. And why are we promoting it? Because it's being sponsored by the NJCDD. So the budget is there to equip. The goal is to equip families to know what tools and how to prepare their loved one. And for that self-advocate, or that individual themselves, how to begin to navigate towards achieving their best life. So the vision there is to provide education, the vision there to understand what the laws and the regulations are. And as she said, within your school district, how to be a part of the special education parent advocacy groups so that this way you can best ensure that there's equity and inclusion in everything that's being done for our loved ones. So I shared that because obviously I want as many people to be like Aderanka. Do you see how passionate she is? She now knows more than I do. And okay, I see Pat is going to join us in a few minutes. Every time I see people, I harass them. I said, the best thing that I can offer you as an individual is to point you to the resources that has helped me, and the resources are there and is available. So what am I saying? The grace for resiliency comes in dealing with her hard times, comes from knowing and having tools and having a connection. Did you just hear her say that? That she got connections now. She knows people. I've often said that you don't know what you don't know. But what I do know is this. There are people who are walking the journey and they're there to walk with you. So don't walk alone. Welcome, Pat. I'm hoping, Pat, that you will join the Partners in Policy Making this year. I'm going to send you the application directly if I had to. There's some people in my life that I'm just like, I don't understand why I keep saying the same thing every year. Every year around this time, I come on this line and I'm telling people, go join Partners in Policy. That Deronka is now my poster child. Um, yes, Ms. Jean, I'll send it to you as well too. Um, and then Nife, can you please post the link from the Box Center into the Facebook? And for those people who are listening, Google online for policy. So if you know families that have special needs, I'm really employing all of us. Please, 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 let's get educated because it's important. And especially when the tools have been provided for you. Why would you not use it? Why would you? And you cannot be busy. I'm telling you, you can't. You cannot be busy. You just can't. You don't know how you're gonna need these resources. You need this. I'm begging you. I'm like, okay, no, if I need to get on my knees and I said, in the name of Jesus, I beg you, go, go get this. Get this tool, please. I know that my son Nicholas, my entire family have benefited from having gone to these programs. My daughter Senna, I forced her to do it. And now I'm like, okay, maybe I got to tell my lovely husband to go too. The whole entire family is gonna go. So I'm gonna tell, and hey, Deron, get Victor to go. Why not? Like, please. Okay, all right. So I think hopefully we've sold it. Only because you heard her say it. Now she goes to IEP meetings, not fearful. You know what to say. You know how to say it. You know what to tell people. You know how to communicate with the teachers, how to communicate with the bus driver, it's everywhere. And it's not just skill set because of special needs. It's skill set that you can use everywhere, whether it's in a hospital, wherever you go, So I'm sharing that to make that. It wasn't my main topic today, but as she talked, I'm just like, oh, this is important. So much so. So transitioning back into our market, thank you. Yes, you have your hand up. Go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah, so I also want to add that they do reimbursement. I think for trips, yeah. So they do reimbursement too, just in case for people who needs to travel because people travel from name it, north, south, Jersey. 2 hours away, they are there.
Yeah. And then they also, if they need to, you need childcare and you need to pay for childcare, they will
Yeah,
ask you to submit a reimbursement.
that's right.
So once again, the deadline for the New Jersey version is June 27th. But please do it right away. I would rather you apply, and if something come up and you need to defer it, but don't think that, oh, I don't have time. Um, Make it happen. It's once a month, an afternoon on a, it's make it happen, people. Yeah. Like I said, I was one of those people that I'm like, one more thing that Genevieve needs to sign up for. People who know me, they're like, oh my God, what else are you going to school for? And I always say that that was my lifeline. I keep going back to that in that season anyway. I mean, obviously, Jesus is my lifeline, but he used that as a tool. So that's my point. So getting back to our topic today, continue the conversation of resiliency. Remember, resiliency is not about perfection. It is about showing up again. It's showing up. It is making the decision when you feel like you're ready to give up to take one step at a time. So remember, it's about showing up. Sometimes you can show up like I have no energy left. Just show up, right? It is about knowing that grace will cover our gaps. God's grace will cover your gaps. You don't have to do everything right. You don't have to get it right every time as a parent. It's not perfection, right? It is about knowing that it's going to be one step at a time. So there are three scriptures that I tell people all the time in Women of Faith. We can't do this thing without God. And one of my favorite, if you're on my WhatsApp group, you'll see it. I put it on there. I can do all these things
Thanks through Christ.
through
Yes.
Christ who gives me strength. That's the
Yep.
bottom line. I can't. It's just that simple, right? The other one that says is my grace is sufficient for you
Yes. Yes.
because He makes His power perfect in my weakness. So I am quick to say I don't get it right. And if you see me and you're like, Genevieve, you're too much, I just say, tell God, because He made me like this. He made me like this. Go blame Him. That's where it comes from. But if I step on your toe, I'm not trying to do it on purpose. Forgive me. I'm only asking for forgiveness in advance. If I step on your toes, I don't show up correct. It is just because grace is what's carrying me through. And some days, and that's what I want to say to somebody here, if you know a special needs parent, grandparent, sibling, and they're a little rough on the edges, please give them some grace.
Mm.
Please, please, please. Because you just don't know. They might have just gotten slapped and their loved one is not because they're frustrated. So just cut some grace. Maybe they're just being moody. Cut them some grace, really. And I want to just encourage all of us also, don't take it for granted. Just because people are cutting you some grace that you're just always rough, all right? Just say, you know what, I be vulnerable, be transparent. I've had a hard day today. Just give me some grace. Ask for it, right? And remember, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and He saved those who are crushed in spirit. So these are all texts and scriptures that I meditate on, and I hope it will encourage you. So I want to give you a couple of tools that you can use in your moment those moments of those hard days. Have a place that you call it your calm corner. Put a little sign up. For me, it's the bathroom. That's the place that you just escape for 5 minutes. And you're like, Lord, I need your grace, right? So have a corner for you and your child. It's called a calm corner. Or walk outside, walk around the block, for 5 minutes. It's called respite. And then also give yourself what I call grace statements. Grace statement. The grace statement is, this is hard, but I'm not alone. This is hard, but I'll get through it. It may be hard right now, but it's not always going to stay like that. Right? That God will give me strength to carry me through. This is what I call my grace statement. And I just told you I can do all this through
Mhm.
Christ. That is my grace statement. So when those moments happens, go to it, say it out loud, verbalize it, because that will carry you through it, right? Set a minimum goal for the day. Don't try to do 10 things. Focus on one thing. If I get one thing done, maybe that one thing in those moments of hard days is, getting a connection. Ronke will tell you, I send people to her all the time. Pat will also know because of their years of journey, and iron sharpens iron. These folks come on here. I see their faces. I'm encouraged. I'm empowered. It inspires me. So use that to say, you know what? Who's my connection point? Right? And then have a care team. Who's on your corner? Who got your back? These ladies know I got your back, right? I got you. So don't do this alone. You're a wise person. Call your neighbor, call a friend, call that social worker. Let them know that you need a listening ear. Sometimes you just have to tell somebody, I don't need advice. I just need you to listen. Have
Mm-hmm.
you ever, have you ever talked to some people, they just want to fix your problem? I'm
Yep.
asking you to fix my problem. I just want you to just listen. So,
Just listen. Yes.
so you can preface the conversation by saying, I just need you to listen. I don't need advice. Start like that. I just need you to listen. No advice, no solutions, just listen. And after you release, taking an inhale and exhale, right? These are strategies for grace in those hard days. So I will say this to you. There's a quote that I came across today that I thought I would include it in here, but it's by a woman by the name of her name is Mary Ann Radmacher. And she says something to the effect of courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's the quiet voice at the end of the
Yep.
day saying, I will try again tomorrow. I will try again.
And tomorrow.
Can you please post that later on?
Yes. All right. So courage doesn't always. All right. I'm gonna post it in here, and then if it can just put it on here for everybody. Courage doesn't always roar. It is sometimes the quiet voice at the end of the day that says, I will try again tomorrow. I will try again tomorrow.
Yep.
I will try again tomorrow. So just posted that for those of you who are inside here. So just say, I'll try again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to go out somewhere, and he said, the individual said, I'm not going. You're like, okay, we'll try it again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, and I also will give you this text. 1 Peter 5:7 says, cast all your anxiety on him
Yes.
because he cares
For
for
you.
you. He cares for you. God cares about you. God cares about what you're going through. He cares completely. So I am here to remind you that it is not the loudest voices that is represent courage. It's the person that says, I'm not going to throw in the towel. I'll try
Yep.
again. That is courage.
Hmm.
That is important to hold on to that. So perhaps you've been listening to me for this going on and on all these years. I'm just in it to tell you that we're walking this journey together. And I want to remind you that you are seen, you are loved, and you don't have to be superhuman. You just need to keep showing up and show up in love. Show up in love. You're seen, you're loved, you're cared for, you're beloved, you're valued, you're valuable. You don't have to be superhuman because there's no superhuman out there, right? So I want you to know that we love you here at My Goal. We're a gateway to hope. Hopefully, you've gotten something out of what we shared today. We're committed to providing resources. That is the reason why this organization was established. We exist to support families facing autism and other intellectual disabilities throughout their lifespan. We come together to create memories. We come together to forge connections. And we do that by what we do here. We want you to know that if there's anything we're doing that you think you want more of, we'd love to hear from you. Nife just posted our program assistant just posted a survey that allows us to kind of get to know what are the things that you want to know more about. How could we better serve you? How could we be a blessing to you? Please let us know, and we want to be that for you. And if you're listening to me tonight and you feel overwhelmed and you feel tired and you feel like you're not enough, I want to share a word of prayer for you. Dear Heavenly Father, I pray that whoever is listening to me tonight will be reminded that they are loved, that you care about them, that your grace is sufficient for them. God, I ask you to strengthen them, empower them, renew them, refresh them. Fill their homes with your peace. Fill their homes with your patience. Remind them that they have the grace to press on, that they can do all things through Christ who will give them strength. And Lord, I ask, send them angels. Call friends, family. Send them angels from places that they didn't even know are there, and let them know they're cared for. I pray this in your precious name. So this is what we do. This is who we are. This is how we continue. And know you're loved and cared for. Thank you, Ron Care, for sharing your experience. Pat and Jean, you're going to the next class.
Yes.
They will ask you for a referral or reference, letter of recommendation. I'm happy to give it
Okay.
for you. It does help. We do have upcoming programs coming next month. June 14th is our swim program. So families in Jersey, we do want you to be a part of that. Thank you, Nife, for sharing that. Yes, there you go. If you probably do a better job talking about it. Why don't you talk about your flyer? Um, all right. So June 14th,
Sorry, yes.
there you go.
Sorry, I was just trying to get unmuted. But yes, we have the summer swim meetup coming up on the 14th. It's gonna be a day of swimming. We're gonna have a lot of fun. So you can register, just scan the QR code and all the information will be right there for you. And then we're doing two other ones if you can't make it to the one in June. So we have July 12th and then August 9th. And then at the August summer swim meetup, we'll actually have a picnic afterwards. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. So make sure to come, tell your friends, tell your family. We'd love to see you all there.
Excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, our next empowerment moment is June 26th. Join me here. Of course, it's always going to be a fun topic. So stay tuned, come for it, and you hear more of it. I want to say thank you guys for always being here and joining us. If you have any needs, email us at info@mygoalinc.org. I also want to do a shout out and say thank you for all our supporters, our donors who came out for our Bowling for Autism event. It was a great, great time. We had over 90 bowlers that showed.
Nice.
Yeah, and because of all of you, we were able to raise a target of $15,000 to go towards our $25,000 grant program. So we're trying to bless 25 families with $25,000, $1,000 each, to get access to camps, for therapies, for resources. That has been part of our vision. So we were able to get on our way there, but obviously we didn't hit our complete target. So if you're listening and you're interested in partnering with us to continue to be a blessing to families, you can certainly be a part of that. Go to mygoalinc.org/donate. You can donate there. You can also, we're on Venmo, Zelle, info@mygoalinc.org. Definitely partner. We see the programs that we do. We do this to ensure that people have access to resources because we are the gateway. So once again, I want to say thank you all. So info@mygoalinc.org. You can Zelle or you can go to mygoalinc.org/donate. On our website, obviously, you can get access to all the resources that we offer and continue to offer at minimal cost and no cost. We just finished our Mother's Day event. We had some great moms who came out this past Sunday. We went to the spa. Once again, this was supposed to, and we offer this stuff to families at no cost because we know you're going through a lot already. And it's because of the generosity of all the families that are and partners and donors that are out there. So please, please, please partner with us and join us as we continue to make impact on families' lives. So on that note, thank you. Do register for the yes, Aderanka, you had a great time at the spa. Don't worry, we'll go again next year. Pat, I was harassing you because I wanted you to come. So we'll see you next year for it. Look out for our upcoming programs. Ask the expert programs will come up. And if there are topics that you want to learn more about and speakers you want, let me know and we'll facilitate that. So once again, I want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a great night. See you next month.
Before we get off, tomorrow is Malika is prom.
Okay. Awesome. Malachi, congratulations. Enjoy it. Enjoy it and have a great time. So
Yeah,
thank you
very
all
nice
for
to get
joining
joy.
us. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Okay, night.